I would like to tell everyone that I figured out how to computer, but that would be a lie. But my computer works now. It has popped back up, so we're able to go on YouTube as well as Facebook. I am sorry, YouTube world. Yes, I abandoned you because our Facebook page gets much more interaction. But my computer updated, and as I hoped, because it updated, it made for the whatever was missing to make the camera work. We do have a surprise. My lovely co-host is back. We have Memphis Belle. She is back for Dog Talk Live to sit on my lap and say, flick my face, and say hi to everybody. Memphis was out in the kennel. She was in season, so she was just recently bred. She'll have her puppies in about 58 days, and she said then we will have to do Dog Talk Live from the whelping kennel. But I hope everyone is doing awesome. We are in the midst of a beautiful day here in southern Wisconsin. I believe it's going to be about 85 degrees. It is sunny, and after we get done, I'm going to go mow the lawn. So the dogs had a good day today. What did we work on? It is Friday. The dogs had a great week, so we call it Fun Day Friday. We really worked with the dogs today on shooting, which entails them getting to run around like idiots and fetch stuff while I shoot off a 209 primer pistol and just evaluate to make sure that they're not scared. Honestly, even if it's where they aren't interested in retrieving, I'm more just reading the dog's body language to make entirely sure that they are not going to be gun shy at all, and all the dogs did great today. So they're all chilling out now. It's probably 90 today, actually. It's pretty hot. They are chilling out in the kennel, and they are hopefully sleeping and enjoying the air conditioning that we have out there. If you are ever looking for a place for your dog to stay and you are in our area, we always love to have our have dogs in for boarding. We do boarding. A lot of people will actually go to the point where they do dog boarding with us and also do obedience training. So that's a 3-week program. So if they have a longer vacation, that is what they do. We've got Lake Charles, Louisiana checking in. We've got South Carolina checking in. Lake Charles is one of my more favorite places. I hunted out of Lake Charles with Rod and Kelly Hadel many a times. Beautiful area. If you are a duck hunter and you have not hunted Louisiana, you have to. I think probably my favorite place to hunt is down on the tip of land in Louisiana, where you're right in the Gulf and you're hunting sometimes slackwater sloughs. It is a cool thing, except for when you're on the mighty Mississippi, you don't realize how mighty it is until you see guys in duck boats bailing to get behind break walls when those big boats are coming, because you can die. That is something that people like myself that hunt smaller water just can't appreciate. But Louisiana is a very cool hunt. I definitely suggest it. Mark is checking in from Oregon, where it's 92 degrees. We got Mark, a different Mark, checking in and asking, he's in Kentucky, do you have sharp-tail grouse? What's your suggestions for hunting Sharpies? Mark, I have hunted sharp-tail, but not much. There's not many sharp-tail in Wisconsin. We have rough grouse, and I don't hunt them as much anymore because they're not in the northern part of the state. But the key to hunting grouse, obviously, is finding an area where they're at. And then it's all about distancing with your dogs and keeping them on a tight leash. It's different when you're hunting grouse and you're hunting in a more open terrain like grouse are in, or Hungarian partridge, and as well as when you're hunting rough grouse, because the dogs cannot range as far. If you let them out too far and they see a bird on the ground, they will haul butt, and you are not going to stop them. They're going to flush the bird, and it might be out of range. So you really want to make sure that you're keeping them out and quartering no further out than 5 to 10 yards. With pheasants and heavy cover, I'll let dogs range out 10 to 15 yards. But I really worry about range when we're looking at hunting grouse or again Hungarian partridge that are in lighter cover. So that would be my suggestion for hunting that type of terrain. The other thing is just finding a good area. I mean, I probably couldn't find a good area for sharp-tailed grouse because I don't hunt them often, so I wouldn't even know what to look for. We were at a lodge where we hunted them. But rough grouse, you go into an area that's got newly cut logged area. You can absolutely find birds there when you've got your really brushy aspen areas and popple and different things that they eat, but they also use for cover. So find a good area, keep your dogs in tight, and remember they're very fast, so don't miss. All right, as we get further into our Dog Talk Live, please, as you check in, let me know where you're from. Let me know what you would like to talk about. The one thing I can say is that I do not like the new Facebook setup for their live event. Even on my phone, it allows you to see how many people are watching, but it also allows you to see when people check in. And for some reason, Facebook has made the decision that they are not going to allow us to see that stuff anymore when you're on. So you blither away as a blithering idiot, and you cannot see these things. As I'm looking through and seeing what I can find viewing. Let's see. Yeah, it's just interesting. Always interesting when they change things, trying to figure it out. I know a couple of times I've seen where they're going to change stuff and you pop in and you look and you go, oh my goodness, it's so much different. And then for some reason they never use that template. So again, enough about social media and trying to talk while you're on social media. Please let me know what you guys would like to talk about today. We are at 6 minutes. We usually do 15 to 30 minutes. We try to answer all your questions on here, but if you're watching this after the fact, feel free to throw your question up there and I will come back and check. I'm going to look into an app for doing a podcast. Done one in the past. I really don't have the time. And quite honestly, I don't like editing, so I don't want to do that. But I was listening to a podcast where basically it sounds like you could do it with just an app. So I'm going to look into that. What I would think about doing would be doing a Dog Talk Live and then having it on a podcast as well. I'd have to be a little more structured and we'd have to get more questions. But let me know what you guys think of doing something like that. We've got Mr. A.G. Shaw from Elkhorn, Wisconsin. A.G. is a guy that I am good friends with. At least I think we're good friends. He might not say so, but he runs my dogs and hunt tests, so I pay him. So he will say that we're good friends because I pay him. He runs hunt tests. So if you guys have questions about running hunt tests, AG would love to probably put a comment up. My question to AG, I guess that I would like him to answer is, what is something somebody that is new to running a hunt test should do when they're getting ready and getting their dog ready for their first test? So AG, if you can put that in as a comment, I will read that off to people and we can try to learn from your great knowledge. Lake Charles, Louisiana. We had 2 beautiful lab litters before. Planned one more. Dogs long period. As per your advice, due date is coming. No signs of pregnancy. Vet verified. No pups. Does that happen occasionally, or should I have them checked out? Jonathan, if you are breeding dogs on purpose and you're not having litters, yes, you're going to want to look into that. You might have some type of infection with the female. If you, the other thing that I would check, being a breeder, is I would check your male to see if they have viable sperm. We just had our male Pappy that we actually had on the TV show quite a bit. He went sterile at age 6, so we were having litters with him, and boom, we had no litters with them. So that's something to keep in mind, that dogs do at a certain point lose their ability to have litters. Our male Picket is 12. He is still throwing just huge counts for like a dog that's 3 years old, much less 12. So you never know. They're all different. John, I don't know if you were the one that was on YouTube, but we had someone on Lake Charles, Louisiana on YouTube. And Lake Charles is one of my favorite places. Hunted down there several times with Rod and Kelly Hadel at their camp. Beautiful area. Very hot though. I don't know how y'all handle that hot weather. That is something to deal with. But yes, definitely warm. Again, we've asked Mr. A.G. Shaw if he can please get us a tip. So AG, where's your tip? We want to get a tip for everyone on YouTube. I will read the tip for you so that you don't miss it if we do get one. As we're sitting here, please let us know what other questions you have. Let us know where you're from. This weekend, what am I going to do? Let's see. We got Rashawn is saying he wants beer. Well, hey, that's good. Go ahead and get yourself some beer. Let's see. Warming back up in Louisiana, in South Carolina. Yeah, it's supposed to be, I think this week is supposed to be cooler. We're supposed to get a bunch of rain. And then next week's supposed to be in the mid 80s, which I know mid 80s to people down south probably sounds like not that bad, but for up here, that's warm. Usually we're around 80-ish for a time. Is what we deal with. But in Louisiana, the beer thing was that's how they handle the weather is beer. Now I get it. But no, in Louisiana, 85 is probably chilly. You'd have a sweatshirt on. Up here, it's ungodly hot, and I sit in the air conditioning whenever I can. So it's funny because 80 is normally, give or take, what our normal summer temperature is, and we have been in the mid 80s this year quite a bit. I don't think it's going to change. I think we're going to have a hot summer. But that's okay because we have been so flooded the last 3 years that the hot weather is evaporating stuff away and making it so that I do not have to live in a swamp that's got 3 feet of water and no critters. Let's see. AG said, find a trainer or someone that has done it before to work with. It's a lot of fun. It gives you something else to do with your dog in the season. That is AG's suggestion on if you are going to run your dog in a competition. I know AG has been part of an HRC club as well. He's one of the few people that has passed the Grand with multiple dogs, including one of mine that's in Wisconsin. So it's always fun to work with someone that does that. Everything I work with is a hunting dog, and training is training. But the things that you work on for a competition dog a lot of times are a little different than what you work with on a young dog or on a hunting dog. My dogs are all young dogs that I work with as well, so you're looking at getting them ready for a junior on the AKC or an HRC or a started hunt retriever in HRC. So that's always going to be about the same, but you get different after you leave that area when there's certain things you have to have if you're going to run a competition dog. AG also says, stay cool and train your dogs at 5 a.m. That's a good tip. I always look at the weather. I'll look at the daily temperature for the next day, and I try to have my dogs done being trained before it hits 80. Again, generally in Wisconsin, we can pull that off. Usually I can pull that off before about 11 o'clock. How old is too old to start training to hunt? It's never too old to train a dog to hunt. I guess the way to look at it is that you have to have a dog that you're willing to put the time into. If you've got a dog that you're going to pay to have someone train the dog 7 or 8 years old, it might not be worth it. But if you have a dog that is 2 or 3, they're absolutely not that old. The one thing I will tell you is that younger dogs are harder to train because they have less maturity. Older dogs have more habits and they're a little more stubborn, so you got stuff you got to fix. But no, it is never too old to train a dog. Let's see, we got Claire from College Station, Texas. My Brittany is a great retriever of animal bugs, toys, and treats, but for some reason refuses to retrieve the newspaper. I've tried to encourage her with treats, but she's scared of the paper. What can I do to get her interested in the paper as the dogs are sprinting back and forth in the house and knocking bowls over? Claire, I don't know if you'd want to force fetch a dog to get them to retrieve a paper, but I would put the dog up on a raised surface, tell the dog fetch, put the paper in their mouth, make it a good old time as the paper's in the mouth and the dog is happy about it. Give them treats, love on them. I probably wouldn't go to the level of teaching force fetch to a dog just to get a newspaper, but you might want to try that. But put them up on like a tailgate of a truck, put the paper in their mouth, let them get used to it so they understand that the paper is not a scary thing. All right, AG says about running competition. It's also remain calm through all the training process. And AG is completely right on this. Remaining calm is very important when you're training dogs. Trust me, they, especially when you work with multiple dogs, they get to the point where you get really irritated with them because they're such knuckleheads. But you have to stay calm because the dog can feel that tension in yourself. When you're running competition, you will actually, if you go to the line, which is the line would be where you're releasing your dog from in competition, if you are nervous, The dog is going to sense that, and you are going to get a reaction from the dog. So you need to be relaxed when you go to those competitions. Have your dog ready, and honestly, especially early on when you're running those early levels, release the dog, and you know what? They're either going to do it or they're not when you're talking about going out to retrieve a bird and just bring it back. Use those lower levels, even if you think your dog's ready for a higher level, the lower levels for the dog and for yourself, so that you are not ramped up when you get to a higher level test. All right, Lorraine is listening in. Clinton, Minnesota. Oh, thanks for watching, Lorraine. Lorraine, we appreciate you being on here. It's always good to have people on. We always have people on from all over the country, usually several countries across the world. It's neat, and it's very humbling to have people on. As you can see Scarlett's mouth as we're getting bit and playing. Scarlett is definitely thinking she wants to dog talk live it today. Don't you, Scarlett? You want to talk? Oh, Memphis is back, so that is, yeah, I'm definitely, I'm getting inundated again by the dogs. It's funny, when Scarlett was away, or when Memphis was away, Scarlett was so much more calm, and now that Memphis is back in the house, it is a competition for attention from me. So it's always interesting. Let's see here. Do we have any more questions? We are sitting at 16 minutes. So I am going to try to do again tomorrow. I will tell you that we're going to call last call on questions because I got to go out and mow my lawn here before it gets too hot. But please let me know if you have other questions. Again, if you're watching this after the fact, put a question up. I'll come and check it and try to answer it later. If you have a question you want to put on Facebook or social media, you can always email me, sportingdogtv@gmail.com. Go ahead and shoot me a note, and I will try to answer your question that way. My goal is always to try to get more people involved in the sport that I love and get involved with dogs and be successful and have fun. That's what I think our show showed, and I know we've helped a lot of people, and it's something that I always look at as what a great thing to be part of, is to get more people involved in the great sport of hunting, dog sports, etc., and get to enjoy their dogs because they have them under control and give them some help. We do have our YouTube channel where we've got lots of training tips up, youtube.com/sportingdogadventurestv. You can always go there and check in on some training tips, and we've got a lot of fun hunts, upland, waterfowl, and some big game and shed hunting. So again, please check it out. So that's going to be it for today. I do appreciate everyone coming on. It was great talking to you. Have a great day. God bless.